This video is made possible by the following sponsors. Make sure to check out their products as well as the rest of my gear in the description below.
Hey guys, Annoying British Boy here, and welcome back to another video. So at the moment, the entire racing game community on YouTube seems to have a collective hard-on for Codemasters' most recent iteration of their Formula 1 franchise, F1 2018. So I thought it would be a good idea to actually go away from that somewhat and talk about what I would like to see change come the release of this game on the 24th of this month. And because this is YouTube, I decided to do it in the form of a list, because everyone likes list videos. Right? No one does. So in no particular order, here are 5 things that I want to see change for the release copy of F1 2018. Number 1 is the addition of a virtual mirror. For those of you who don't know, a virtual mirror is very much like a rear view mirror in a car, but it's sort of superimposed to the top of the screen to give you a view of what's going on behind you. At the moment, there is no virtual mirror in F1 2018. In fact, I don't think there's been any F1 game that's had a virtual mirror in, and I can't really see the reason why. Of course, having mirrors in a racing game is pretty damn important, because it lets you keep an eye on what the guys behind you are doing, both in terms of track position and maybe pitting in. At the moment, you have to rely on proximity arrows, which first of all ruin the immersion because you have these big red flashing arrows all over your screen. And secondly, by the time you get to the point where an arrow is flashing red, it's too late to defend. The move has already been done and you've lost a position. The cars do come equipped with side mirrors that you can use, but in order to use them, you either have to be on triple screens or you have to move your FOV so far back that it doesn't really feel natural to drive. For example, here is my FOV that I run in my career mode compared to the FOV that I would want to run had I not had to move it back to see my mirrors. Driving views are super important in racing games because you have to be comfortable with what you can see in order to drive the car fast, so having to move my driving view back just because there's no virtual mirror, it just seems like a really silly solution to a problem that has a very easy fix. Number 2 is AI aggression. Now, AI aggression is a very tricky thing to get right. If you have it too low, people will complain that you can abuse the limped dick AI into braking zones and close fights, and have it too high and the AI try to send it at every corner regardless if the move is on or not. In my mind, the AI aggression in this iteration of F1 is a little bit too high. As I mentioned in my first impressions video, I often find myself having to avoid over-ambitious AI when they're trying to overtake me into braking zones. In a recent career race I did at Bahrain on stream, I had 3 different AI cars run into the back of me as I defended into the last corner, with the AI actually damaging their car on every occasion. The thing is, having knowledge of the AI doing that sort of stopped me from wanting to defend into the last corner, because I knew it would always end the same way. So really my only option was to not defend and lose the position if I wanted the AI to survive the corner. Most Sims or games that deal heavily with AI usually have a AI slider for aggression. So players can tweak it to their needs, what they like. You know, some people might like the AI sending it every corner, whereas some people might like to have a little bit more of a calm experience. And again, there's not really much reason why this shouldn't be included in F1 2018. Number 3, ERS Management. ERS as a whole is a welcome addition to F1 2018. The feature allows you to manage, albeit fairly simply, how your ERS is deployed over a lap or over several laps. Whilst it is nice to have the ability to crank up your ERS deploy when you need it, manually managing it is a lot of work with the current controls. To give you an idea of what I mean by that, managing the ERS at my recent Bahrain career race, and when I say managing I mean making sure it doesn't gradually lose charge over a few laps and I don't gain too much charge, just trying to keep it stable, required me to make 15 to 20 button presses per lap. Now granted, I am still new to F1 2018 and how the ERS works in it, so it could just be down to my inexperience, but the fact you have to sequentially go up or down to reach your desired mode, and there are 5 modes to choose from when it comes to ERS management, just makes the process a lot more work than it needs to be. I think it would be great to see Codemasters implement some sort of hybrid override button similar to what we have in the R18 in iRacing, which gives you full boost at the touch of a button instead of having to sequentially go up or down to try and find the right mode. I also sort of get the impression that the AI is a lot better than a human could possibly ever be at managing its own ERS, but that's just speculation at the moment. Number 4, AI skill between sessions. Frankly, it's quite annoying that this is still an issue in F1 games, given that it's been around in several of their titles now. Like F1 2017, the AI are significantly faster in practice sessions, even sometimes qualifying, than they are in the race. In every race I've done so far in F1 2018, both on and off camera, I find it difficult to put the car where it should be on the grid for qualifying, but then come race time, I gain numerous places and just end up going flying through the field because the AI are that much slower in the race than they are in qualifying. To mention the Bahrain stream once more, I qualified 19th at Bahrain, about 0.5 of a second away from getting into Q2, which obviously isn't really great. But once I had been knocked out, the AI slowed down and my P19 time ended up being 0.6 of a second off pole. Hypothetically, if I had set the time in Q3, I would have been 7th on the grid. Not only does this make zero sense, but it really breaks the immersion of the weekend. It's something that Codemasters very much need to address before the game is released. Number 5 is the rival system. The rival system in 2018 is another feature that remains largely untouched from the last game. The premise of the system is that you compete with a rival selected by the game, usually your teammate or someone close to you in the championship, to try and beat them in certain aspects of the race weekend. The problem with the rival system, which again remains the same from F1 2017, is that the game gives too much credit for the smaller things in the weekend. For example, me finishing on the podium in the race and my rival doing a faster race lap than me has the same worth. It just doesn't make sense. To yet again call upon the Bahrain career stream, I started P19 and finished in P7, finishing ahead of my teammate. He, however, had the fastest race lap, so I ended up not gaining anything over him despite storming past him and earning more points for the team. I don't understand how that works. So guys, there are 5 things that I think need improving for F1 2018. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. For me, in conclusion, it's little things like this that stop the game from becoming a great game instead of just a good game, and I really hope Codemasters maybe see this and take some form of action. It's there for the taking, guys. This game can be great, it just requires those little details to be ironed out. If you enjoyed the video or found it informative in any way, then please hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed it and want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. That way you get notified whenever I put up a new video or go live for a stream. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have been showing me recently. It's been fairly overwhelming, if I'm honest, but at the same time it's incredibly humbling, so a massive thank you from the bottom of my decrepit black heart, and yeah, I hope you guys stick around. Take care, have an awesome day, I'll see you all next time.